probably doing everything you're already doing, especially if you are faith-based, and really coming back to that faith and coming back to the principles of the moral codes of your faith or yoga. They're essentially the same. The yamas and niyamas in the Yoga Sutras, the yoga philosophy, are the moral code, the way yogis are asked to live their lives. Honestly, they're the same. Satya, truth. In my faith tradition, you're asked to live truthfully, to be honest, to not hurt people, to asteya, to not steal. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Self-study. We're asked to connect with a source beyond ourselves, to be part of a community, to surrender or feel supported by the God of your own understanding. And that, my friends, is key to making the ordinary extraordinary. And my invitation to you in this workshop is to take one routine task, washing your hands. I know some of you may have heard this in other sources. This is a beautiful practice. Each time you go to your sink to wash your hands or whatever hose, wherever you wash your hands, or even when you put hand sanitizer on your hands, stop. Before you start, take a moment to pause. Inhale, exhale, and take a moment to reflect on where your hand sanitizer, your water, your soap, whatever you're using to wash your hands came from. Remembering the people who got that product to you. Perhaps even muttering a thank you or thinking a thank you and thanking them for what they do and for their part in your life, because we're all connected. And as you begin to practice this more often, you may begin to notice a sense of calm and peace. And you may find that you're able to be more present then for the person you're caring for or people. Some of you, this is your living and you have multiple people you care for. This is why rest is so important. Remembering where we come from, our common humanity. We've forgotten in the busyness of life, the busyness of doing. Let's be revolutionaries together and prioritize rest. And I talked a little bit earlier about the power of the breath. And what I find is when I begin to get stressed, when I'm spinning because I don't know where to start, or I'm being pulled in 5 directions, or I have 5 people trying to reach out to me and ask me questions, I notice my shoulders starting to creep towards my ears. And perhaps you've experienced this yourself. In that moment, my brain kicks in and says, okay, wait, stop. Sometimes I get up and I walk away from the computer. Sometimes I may stare out the window. My desk is right by a beautiful window. Other times I take that deep breath. And wouldn't you know, my shoulders creep away from my ears. And I don't have to do anything to make that happen. My mind and body connection with the breath lets it happen automatically. Imagine in your experience being able to have your mind and body automatically take the stress out of your shoulder, take that burden off your shoulders. This isn't an easy road. There's not happy bunnies and false positivity here in this world, because as you start working with yourself and getting to know your inner self, your inner thinking, your ways of thinking, how movement is expressed in your body, you'll start to loosen areas of your body and release tension, conscious and unconscious, that you have accumulated in your entire life. Because each time something happens to you, if you're not and haven't released that energy, it's going to stay in your body. So you may find as you're doing certain asana or poses, which is what traditionally in the West we know as yoga, you may find your mind telling you stories. You may find you're yelling at me as your teacher. You may find yourself trying everything in the world to get out of this pose. And that's good. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's about, in the traditional sense of yoga philosophy, is to quiet the chatter, the chitta-vritti, the distractions, to notice the distractions, acknowledge those distractions. And by the mere act of acknowledgement, you're able to release them and come back to your breath. Again, your constant companion.